If you haven't been paying attention to Bodycam lately, Update 0.8 Locked and Loaded releases September 2nd of 2026, and they are calling it by far the biggest update they've ever created. Now I want to cover everything confirmed so far with the first 2 out of 4 devlogs released. What's already been revealed is enough to make this genuinely one of the most interesting updates any tactical shooter has put out this year. Just from what we've heard so far, this update is fixing the things that I hated about Bodycam, random guns, and a cheap UI. If we could just make aiming a little more consistent, I would be 100% content. But as of right now, I am getting excited. Let's take a look. Every FPS ever has tried to make reload animations look realistic. Detailed hands, chamber checks, satisfying clicks, and Bodycam already has that. What no FPS has ever done until now is model what happens to those animations when your stress level increases. The new animation engine calculates stress in real time from gameplay events, grenade proximity, sustained fire, back-to-back engagements, and that perimeter feeds a layered selection system that picks from multiple pre-authored animation variants. What that means in practice is this: a calm reload looks and feels completely different from a reload mid-firefight. Your hands shake slightly, the timing is off, and you can mess it up. Insert a manual action firearm and this can ruin your day. They are also introducing a full pre-match loadout system, finally. Primary, secondary, melee, explosive, and gadget slots, backed by a progression system that unlocks attachments through in-game Reissad points. Hundreds of attachment combinations are confirmed. They can affect recoil, audio, ammunition, and function, rather than just serving as cosmetic swaps. Oh, and the scope system. Reissad has figured out a way on how to render scope optics in Unreal Engine 5 with minimal performance impact. What that means in practice is looking through a scope in Bodycam actually looks like looking through a scope. Proper magnification, accurate lens rendering, and even eyeshadow. In a game that already looks uncomfortably close to real footage, adding accurate optic rendering is going to make certain clips from this game difficult to explain to people who don't know what Bodycam is. Bravo, gentlemen. We have gadgets, and good ones. FPV drones and RC cars are joining the roster. The drones use real FPV flight physics and include an acro mode, the unassisted manual flight mode experienced FPV pilots actually use, alongside a more accessible casual mode. RC cars can be equipped with explosives. Both gadgets are intentionally capped in per-match availability. You want them to be tactically meaningful instead of just annoying spam. This demo looks actually frightening. We have seen this footage straight out of Ukraine or even in a recent Grand Gun video. And then there's the tactical tablet. This one is subtle, but it's a detail that tells you the most about where Reissad wants to take this game. Rather than hitting escape and stepping outside the game world, your operator physically pulls out a tablet in the game space to manage loadouts, gadgets, settings, and progression. There's no pause state in Bodycam. You remain vulnerable while you use it. Think about what that means. You can't safely stop and reorganize mid-match. Every menu interaction now has a risk attached to it. It's a small design choice that makes the game feel significantly more real because it removes one of the last remaining abstractions between you and the simulation. They've also shown off a completely reworked Ragdoll system. Bodies now react physically to where the rounds actually hit them. The difference between a headshot and a body shot is visible in how the Ragdoll responds. This sounds like a small detail until you see it in motion, and suddenly the vanilla Ragdolls look like cardboard cutouts by comparison. This is a very nice feature, adds a lot of realism. Now the entire focus of Devlog 2 is sound. And what they've built here isn't just an audio update, it's a completely different way of experiencing a firefight. The headline feature is what they're calling organic reverb. This isn't a preset reverb filter dropped over the game's audio like most shooters use. The system actively analyzes the environment in real time and generates natural reverberation based on what's actually around you. The environment itself is shaping the sound, which means when you hear a gunshot, you're not just hearing a bang. You're hearing where that bang came from and what it traveled through to reach you. They describe it as a navigation tool. In a game where visibility can be brutal, your ears become as important as your eyes. They have also completely reworked the bullet audio. Bullet cracks, flybys, shockwaves, a round passing close to you has its own distinct audio signature. You'll hear the crack of the shot, the supersonic crack of the round passing your position, and the environmental response to both. All as separate layered events rather than one generic gunshot sound. Beyond the gunfire, footsteps are completely reworked with surface-specific audio. Every material your operator walks on sounds distinct. Speed and direction changes create different sounds. Equipment, VoIP, drones, RC cars, all reworked from scratch. Bodycam has absolutely always been intense chaos, but this audio overhaul turns up the volume on every part of that experience. Anyways, that's what I've gotten out of these 2 devlogs that we've seen so far. We still have 2 devlogs left. Trenches, which covers the new map, and then some player-driven improvements. We'll be covering them both together when they drop. September 2nd the update drops. I'm Surefire. Subscribe so you don't miss the coverage.